What is happening, Magnusites? So I am playing this game right now. So I'm sure this is going to be fun. Let's get it.
The following is rated S for spoilers. From the developers of one of the most finely tuned open world games that has ever been made, that kind of got shoved to the background by Breath of the Wild coming out right after it, comes the sequel that finally gives the Horizon series a chance to shine.
And Elden Ring.
Oh, come on! Horizon Forbidden West. Leap into the truly cursed franchise that is Horizon. As Forbidden West comes correct with a revamped open world, chainsaw jaw-dropping visuals, and a brand new array of gun-filled dinosaur robots, with an increasingly elaborate narrative to justify them, none of which seems to help their extremely unlucky release timing. In the first PS exclusive that might actually make you consider buying one. If you could anyway, because somehow you still have to sell your kidney on the dark web to get it. Follow Aloy on the road trip of a post-apocalyptic lifetime as she travels to Las Vegas, San Francisco, and some building in Utah, where you'll navigate through dynamic landscapes filled with lakes to swim through and mountains to scale, where instead of the obvious yellow marked handholds to use, they give you a spaghetti's worth, as cliffs light up like a construction site full of yellow highlights, until it throws you back into the Uncharted thing anytime you're in any sort of important area. Then wiggle around like a ginger dolphin with a new swimming mechanic that lets Aloy explore beautiful underwater ruins with convenient plants to hide in. Just don't think too hard about how she learned to swim like an Olympian while growing up in the outskirts of a tribal community in Colorado. Then do the usual open world thing of discovering chests, uncovering ruins, and doing climbing puzzles. Checking off the usual Excel sheet of objectives that would all be a lot more interesting if Aloy didn't solve any challenge you run into before you even had a chance to process it.
I should take a look at the bottom of the crane's arm. Maybe I can use my weight to make it drop. I think this is an elevator.
We get it, Aloy. You're a nerd. Discover the continuation of one of gaming's most interesting science fiction narratives that at a time of typical tropes and formulaic stories shined as something unique, even if it boils down to a child's fantasy about robot dinosaurs, as the previous game's Terminator-esque end of all mankind reboots once again. Then watch as Aloy braves the wild, wild west as she presses on to save the world from climate change by gathering all the missing sub-programs like Captain Planet that go crazy because of the pain of self-awareness or something.
That's true.
Will sneeze. Yes.
Same, computer. Same. As you listen to her talk to herself for hours.
If a nuke can survive freezing, so can I. Let's see if I can figure out how that Tanox died. Stuff for the stash.
To collect the literal plot devices, all while gaining the respect of the indigenous people by beating them all up. To eventually encounter the Zeniths, a group of space jerks in Mass Effect cosplay, who show up and change the entire genre of the game you've been playing for like 4 hours at that point, as you discover that they were just extremely rich people that kept themselves alive for 1,000 years, and the real villain ends up being a mega billionaire with no regard for human life who shot himself into space, and looks a lot like Jeff Bezos. Oh, I get it. In a narrative that hasn't lost any of its unique flair and intrigue, partially because it's starting to seem more and more realistic. I mean, at least they get giant robots at their apocalypse. What do we get? Twitter? Slide around like you're Marty McFly.
Yeah, she does slide.
Into a cluster
Extra
frenetic
long.
robot combat, where you'll sling arrow after arrow in an attempt to bring down all the newly designed Toyota Corollas with legs. Then prepare to get completely pummeled, where you'll get demolished by projectiles with a ridiculous radius and always some annoying status effect, or enemies that just straight up jump across the map at you, as your arrows bounce impotently off any place that isn't a weak point. Then stop all combat to constantly open your radio menu and craft the ammo for the element that you think they'll be weak to, until every fight starts to feel like being in an AP Chem class. Then just say screw it and set a bunch of IEDs around the field until everything blows up, and hope you can fill out your Valor bar so you can use one of your skill tree specials that you'll absolutely need after getting crushed to death by a crocodile for the 5th time, until you finish your epic battle against the robot behemoths and have to spend another 15 minutes picking up scrap. In a battle system that feels like an accurate portrayal of what it would be like to fight a tank with a bow, And I know they have a very robust custom difficulty setting that lets you fight at your comfort level, but I've been way too conditioned by gamer culture to even consider putting a slider down for a reason as trivial as having fun. So get ready to pick those berries and have a dino-rific time in a game, despite its graphical grandeur and more than competent design, can't seem to catch a break. Look, you really want to win Game of the Year? Let us ride the dope Spinosaurus with the lasers. No Breath of the Wild is going to top that. Starring Nora the Explorer, the only guy in this game who gets any action. Droopy Dog. That's Zoe Raven.
It does remind
Dave
me of
Bautista
Droopy.
that got his face painted at a carnival. Manic Pixie Seat Girl. B. Loy. Lance Reddick playing himself. Infinity Trinity. Giga Boomers. And Zoids. We're back. A robot
Zoids.
dinosaur story. Okay, look, I get this game has some great performances, but if I have to listen to the NPC shout the same 3 lines over and over again, I'm just gonna throw myself into the dino chainsaw mouth. Tell us what you like.
Yo, I'm absolutely loving this game. And what's funny is, live streaming, I don't know. Most of the games I've been live streaming, I have a few hundred people watching, you know what I mean? With this game, for some reason, it's going down to like 30, 40 something at a time. I don't understand, as good of a game it is, why nobody wants to watch. I'm loving it. It's like, I guess because people want to watch Elden Ring. Like, people are begging me to play Elden Ring, but I'm not done this. Like, I can't. I'm so sick and tired of jumping from game to game to game. I'm trying to finish games, start them and finish them, and I still got to finish It Takes Two with Scarlet, which I was loving that, but I'm absorbed with this. So after this, most likely it'll be Elden Ring next. But I gotta finish It Takes Two. It is what it is. Come over, watch the stream. If you enjoyed my reaction to this, make sure you subscribe to honest game trailers, or Screen Junkies, or all of it. Even honest trailers, because they're hilarious. Post comments down below, let me know what y'all thought. If you enjoyed my reaction, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Did I say that twice?